Greetings, this is Vlodril and welcome to the review for Close to the Sun. Close to the Sun was developed by Storm in a Teacup and published by Wired Productions. I received the key for this review. But first things first, you are Rose Archer, a journalist in trade, and suddenly you receive a letter from your younger sister Ada, who is working as a scientist in Wardenclyffe, Nikola Tesla's company, and specifically resides in the Ilios, a huge floating city ship. Close to the Sun takes place in an alternate reality where Tesla was successful and goes from there to more fantastical settings. Ilios is a very luxurious and pretty ship. It would have been something to see whole and undamaged, but unfortunately upon arriving to the ship, you realize something has gone catastrophically wrong. You set out to find your sister and what went wrong with the ship. Graphics wise, Close to the Sun is a very good looking game. Some aspects do not hold up, for example the textures are not great. But the art definitely puts the game in another category, not bound by its engine limitations. Coupled with the excellent lighting, it helps create a really atmospheric game. The theatre in particular is really stunning. Rose also animates rather well, if somewhat slowly at times, both in traversal and death animations. Concerning the music, Close to the Sun has a somber soundtrack, which adds to the story and atmosphere. I did also enjoy the ending song, which was composed and performed by Porcelain Pill. The sound levels are uneven though, sometimes flat out ignoring your settings, which is something I personally never like. Speaking of sound, I should mention that the voice actors have done a really good job in the game, which helps with the immersion. The characters are well written and sometimes the voice acting elevates them even further. I especially enjoyed Aubrey's character voiced by Wolf Kahler. The sound effects from the general ambience to the doors to the electricity effects and everything else makes Close to the Sun feel more alive. As far as gameplay goes, Close to the Sun could have been a bit better, especially regarding the level design, which is a very linear and guided experience. There are collectibles to find, but although they offer some exposition to this alternate universe, they are mostly filler. Same goes for the light echoes you encounter while you traverse through Ilios, although at least there some offer a glimpse to important things. You will also encounter puzzles as you move around, but I found all of them to be fairly straightforward, so no moon logic here. Perhaps more importantly, the horror element relies mostly on jumpscares for its thrills. There are chases throughout the game, but they lose any form of impact since you just go through them until you learn which is the correct path you are supposed to take. There's also a jump button, but it's mostly useless since it can only really be useful when you get specific prompts for interactions. Something I did like was the variety on the way your character can die, and a lot of the deaths are suitably gruesome. Ilios in general is filled with dismembered and grotesque corpses everywhere. In the end, I did not find the limitations of the gameplay to really hold back the game, since the storyline and characters were interesting. The ending leaves things open-ending, so I could see more coming if the game is successful. All in all, it took me about 5.5 hours to go through the game, which is not long, but it also didn't overstay its welcome. Couple that with a relatively cheap price, it was an enjoyable journey. The game costs $29.99 on the Epic Game Store, where it is exclusive at least for now. Thank you for watching this review. As always, feel free to leave me a comment or suggestions on the review or other games you would like me to cover. Press the like button if you enjoyed it and feel free to subscribe to be notified when more reviews go online. Apart from YouTube, you can find me on Twitter at Vlodril or on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Vlodril. Have a great day and I will see you next time.